fourth generation Suzuki Swift, and there are a couple of reasons why I believe this car is already exceptional compared to its B-segment competitors like the Volkswagen Polo, Ford Fiesta, Toyota Yaris, the list goes on. 4x4 mode is optional. Pleasant, lightweight doors, and you even get keyless entry as well. No compromise on safety. You get blind spot monitoring as well. According to the configuration on the Suzuki website, there are plentiful colors to choose from, and those colors are appealing. You can even choose from duotone colors. And last thing that makes this Suzuki Swift exceptional would be its price tag. No Suzuki Swift exceeds the price of 25,000 euros. Now, I'm not sure about the price of this particular Suzuki Swift, but I can guarantee all of you it does not exceed 25,000 euros. My first impression of the Suzuki Swift, the very first time I saw it, I actually mistook it for a Mini. But then upon closer inspection, I can actually see some sense of identity at the front. When I see those headlights, they look very sharp-edged. That's the biggest difference really compared to the previous generation. Everything is more sharp-edged, more mature. I really like it. Those headlights could be a reference to the Suzuki Baleno. And then when you see this front design right here, it could be a reference to Japanese cars of the 1960s and 70s. Now for the side view of the Suzuki Swift, they've played it evolutionary, but there's one thing I absolutely love about the Suzuki Swift compared to its competitors. Look at this. There's not a single sign of a sharp edge anywhere here. It's a straight line over here, which means ease of entrance through the rear seats. No hassles. Excellent, and the rear doors are light as well. Now seeing this light right here, I feel like I'm back in the 2000s. Now towards the rear, things get even more interesting. It is evolutionary to its previous generation, but far more desirable. The rear lights, the way they've designed it looks absolutely stunning. Looks like a serious competitor right now. You even get a rear view parking camera, and you get a rear parking sensor as well. All right, now it's time to check out the interior of the Suzuki Swift. My first impression so far is that I'm very impressed. The door is pleasantly light, very interesting. It is very good. Everything is narrow, so it's typical for a B-segment car. But there's something exceptionally narrow about this Suzuki Swift compared to competitors like the Volkswagen Polo or the Toyota Yaris. It gives me the vibe of the previous generation's Citroen C3. Very interesting feeling. So, you know, everything is a bit compact. I like it. Everything's at my reach. There's something exceptional about this generation Suzuki Swift is that the center area right here is tilted towards the driver. Now, I think this is a bit questionable because this looks like an idea inspired by the European competitors. It would have been nicer if Suzuki stuck to its own ideas. For the rest, the interior is all hard plastic, but the way Suzuki has gone about it is in a way that it is beautiful. They don't remind you that you're driving a budget car. Whereas in the Volkswagen Polo or Toyota Yaris, you are repeatedly reminded that this is a budget car. Now, when it comes to the infotainment system, the screen is huge. It's like as if it came straight from a big SUV or something expensive. Quite interesting. I like it. And then the controls are easy to use. Nice details for your climate controls right here. Great. And then you get USB points down there, 12-volt socket, and 12-volt. Everything is nicely organized. I love it. Great. Just one little problem though is that you get two cup holders right there that are plastic and they're just of fixed size. They're just sitting down there. But then on the other hand, because it is plastic, it means it's easy to clean and maintain. Brilliant. And there's a little pad right there for your telephone. I'm not sure this is a wireless telephone recharge, but it doesn't matter. For the rest, not surprisingly, you don't get any central console storage, but you get this huge manual handbrake right here. You get heated front seats. That's another pleasant surprise. And you get this little shallow area for your storage, whatever you could use that for. And there's a little cup holder right here between the front seats and the back seats. I wonder what you could use that for. Maybe just put some coins there. Gear stick right here. It's easy to reach from the driver's seat. It's good. Average. I like it. Now, let me check something out. There's a problem usually with some Suzuki cars I've reviewed before. whenever you lock the door from inside, you cannot open the door even though you are trying to open the driver's door, because in most cars it's automatic. When you pull the latch, the door opens irrespective of whether the car is locked. Let me try something now. This is a problem with the Suzuki cars. This Suzuki Swift is beautiful, but unfortunately it suffers some classic problems. I lock the door and it means I'm locked inside the car until and unless I myself pull this lock thing the other way around, and then I can open the door. So yeah, classic problem. Otherwise, on the bright side, everything is logically laid out. Thank goodness they put the traction control button and the lane assist buttons isolated over there. Great, nicely laid out. And then you get some basic media controls onto the steering wheel. Everything is easy to use. The steering wheel is perfect. I like it. Nicely to hold on to, perfect size, perfect thickness, 3-spoke. I absolutely love it. Let's see the adjustments. Okay, so I can move it up, down, in and out. Oh, that's great. And then seating adjustment is manually done. But then to be fair, Suzuki is giving this car at a cheap price. So sometimes a bit of compromise, but you do get a lot of goodies. One bad news is I look up here and I don't see any glasses holder. Everyone hates glasses holders these days. That's not fair. But ironically, there's an SOS button. Now, the window buttons, you get the driver's doors automated window, but for the rest of the windows, it's electric, but it's not automated. Door bin, it can fit my water bottle there properly. That's great. And the door pocket is good, average for its segment, although the entire door is literally plastic. I like how there's a latch right there for your bonnet and for your fuel cap. That's good, nicely organized. And now for the glove box. Lovely presentation right here. The glove box is usable, but the biggest problem is that it's already full of the manuals, the car manuals. But to be fair, the B segment is not really the segment you look at when we consider practicality. It's time to check out the rear seats of the Suzuki Swift. I'm just going to be honest, I'm not expecting much, but then at the same time, I have some good things to say already. The entrance is easy. It's really good. It doesn't feel cramped compared to certain competitors. It's wonderful. No backseat pockets, but it is fabric, which is pleasant. Feet room is good, but my shin is making contact with the back seat. With the back of the front passenger seat, and this could be the same case for the back of the driver's seat. Knee room is good, and if ever it makes contact with the front passenger seat, there's the fabric behind, so that's pleasant. No handle to help me climb in, which is ironic because the only person who gets a handle is the front passenger. That's a bit unfair, but then okay, why not? And then another thing, let's just adjust the headrest. Headroom is excellent, and then the headrest is it's on the squidgy side. Sorry, I speak too fast. No armrest, but that's not surprising. For the rest, I think it is good. It's average for its segment. Door bin is extremely small. It's actually dedicated to a bottle holder, really. And that's it. Now it is time to check out the boot space of the Suzuki Swift. In many ways, this boot space is perfect for the Swift because first of all, the boot lip is not very conspicuous, so you can easily put luggage in and out without making contact with the body paint. You just have to be careful anyways. The plastic over here sticks out very proudly and it's quite sharp here, so that can start seeing some wearing in long term. The boot space has a lot of volume, but if you're expecting practicality solutions, there is a hook right there. And that's it. There's no adjustable floor or anything. Underneath this, you just get some repair kit for your wheels, I guess. And that's it. There's no smart feature about this boot. But I think it's just great for the Suzuki Swift because I highly doubt you need it for camping. Here's my conclusion of the Suzuki Swift. Is the Suzuki Swift good value for money or not? You know what, everyone? I think the Suzuki Swift is not good value for money. It is perfect value for money. It's one of the best value for money B-segment cars you can find. You live in the city, get the Suzuki Swift. You're going on a road trip alone, get the Suzuki Swift. And don't forget to equip it with 4x4 mode if necessary, because this is really useful in the winter as well. Now, don't expect it to do some crazy things like going off-road or something. It is useful, especially when there's snow on the road though. I give you that. But then there's also just one little problem: desirability. When it comes to the Suzuki Swift, it ticks all boxes possible. For me, I think this is one of the best B-segment cars I've ever reviewed. But then it does come down to desirability. Would you really dream of owning a Suzuki Swift compared to a Volkswagen Polo GT? I know everybody dreams of owning a Volkswagen Polo GT or the Volkswagen Golf GT. So there's just one little problem Suzuki has. They seem to be stuck in the 90s and 2000s with certain things. Like, for instance, the side light, it's a bit old school still. And then also the interior. Like when I lock the door, I cannot open it from inside. I think Suzuki is like the only manufacturer I can think of that has this problem, whereas everybody else has moved on now. If you're inside the car, you can always open the door, unless you're in the back seat with the child lock activated. I have to say, I love the Suzuki Swift. And I believe it's high time that the Toyota Yaris and the Volkswagen Polo become more budget friendly.